Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and empty some of your brain for today's video because as usual, there's a lot happening. And before we dive into Elon Musk and the impact he's going to have on Twitter, the drama, and all the tweets that have been flying, let's check in with the SEC versus Ripple. And also, I'm going to weigh in on the co-founder and current board member of Ledger, just to set the record straight. All right, everybody, let's go. Officially, 2 more amicus briefs in support of Ripple were granted by Judge Torres, one of which is Spendabits. Yes, and Ellie at Fox Business will have Jay, the CEO and founder of Spendabits, on an interview on Monday evening. And another big amicus came in finally from the Blockchain Association. It must be getting fashionable now. My favorite journalist in the space is Siamak Masnavi. He's a senior writer at Crypto Globe. He gave me a heads up that he wrote an article on the Blockchain Association's Jake Chervinsky explaining why the SEC is wrong on the law. I like his work because it's always well researched. This article was deep in the weeds with lots of quotes and explanation, and not short on pointing out that Ripple's decision to fight is just and good for everyone. The Blockchain Association's brief is 30 pages in length, citing the fatal flaw in the SEC position is its failure to distinguish primary sales from the downstream transactions in the secondary market. The SEC ignores the difference between promises that go along with a token sale, maybe a security, and a token itself, never a security. The SEC instead relies on an extremely broad view of Howey, far beyond what the law supports. The SEC takes a test meant to define a specific type of relationship between transacting parties and reimagines it to capture basically every asset in the world with a market price. And he goes on to say that he wishes the SEC would take a more sensible position on crypto. Until then, there's sadly no choice but to fight this out in the courts. This is Ripple's 210th employee, the 5th lawyer on Ripple's legal team, Deborah McCrimmon. She's a VP and Deputy General Counsel of Litigation and Employment. She's helping fight the SEC in the New York Southern District. This Modern Counsel article about 10 days ago has her quoted as saying that they vehemently disagree with the SEC that XRP is an investment contract. And the SEC is wrong on the facts and the law, stretching the Howey test beyond recognition and reaching far beyond authority granted by Congress. The support for Ripple and XRP is just coming on like a tidal wave. And I think from the experts weighing in, and I'm talking about the attorneys, it's looking very, very bleak for Gary Gensler. Now, did you catch the Q3 2022 XRP market reports? Maybe you just relied on other people to tell you a little bit about it. I would say dig in and see if you notice the same thing I noticed. Let me tell you what that was. While most people zeroed in on Ripple's XRP holding dipping below 50% in that report, which is important, but it's not what I noticed. What I noticed is the huge difference from just 1 year ago. We have twice the amount of word count, and the coverage is far, far, far beyond RippleNet Payment Solution and ODL. You know what I see here? There's a big, wide net being set, and it is getting all the crypto. Yes, I'm talking Liquidity Hub. That summary covered in-depth macroeconomic environment from the war to the Federal Reserve. It also covered the dollar. It covered BTC decoupling from the S&P. It covered the amount of leverage, trading, volumes on the OTC desk, the lenders. It looked at the Ethereum merge, the latest monster round by Animoca. There were the acquisitions, the bailouts, the NFT and Metaverse slowdown. With over the 160 open positions Ripple has right now, 15 of those jobs come with a description involving liquidity. Well, Twitter's been a very interesting place to hang out for the last 24 hours with Elon Musk moving into the headquarters at Twitter. I mean, we've seen pictures of employees who are leaving with everything in a box that was in their desk. There are some that are just thrilled that this transition and change is happening, and there are others that are just very disappointed and don't like it at all. But what I know for sure is that we're going to see change. And just exactly what that change is going to look like, it's hard to say. There's some ideas out there that have been replied to by Elon Musk. Many of his replies are genuine, like to the idea of rating your tweet similar to how a movie is rated. And then the user of the platform can choose the rating they'd like to view. I mean, some of the ideas are really out of the box. And of course, we've got Dogecoin just surging up 24%. And I don't think it's going to stop there either. But there's one tweet in particular that I found very interesting. When Elon Musk tweeted that the bird is freed, he received a reply tweet from an EU official who warns Musk he'll have to fly by their rules. It's coming from the commissioner of the internal market. And what does he mean? Well, he doesn't care about the $44 billion that Musk spent. The European Union recently approved a Digital Services Act, which has a robust content moderation requirement to take down material such as hate speech or incitement to terrorism and more. And it goes into effect in 2024. So he may be feeling free, but he's still going to have to fly under certain regulation. And now I want to lay down just a couple of facts. There is the former CEO and co-founder of the Ledger Nano cold storage wallet, where 12 days ago he was in a video and was rating coins, and he put XRP in the trash bin. Well, he came back and said that he was just talking tongue-in-cheek. And those who think that that's what was going on, I encourage you to watch the video, because even though it's in French, you'll see that it was not done in a tongue-in-cheek manner. And in addition to that, some people said that he's not involved in the business anymore. But let me have you take a look at his LinkedIn. It says that he is a member of the board presently on Ledger. So if this is not correct, he really should change it or stop talking trash about digital assets. Today, Japan met the all-black rugby team from New Zealand, and it was close, but New Zealand took it home. This is a fantastic photograph, but I want to point out this center image here, this painted face with the red hair. If you don't know what it is, we're going to jump into the fluff and find out. It is one of the two lions in a traditional Kabuki dance with choreography that is so famous. Created in 1872, originally for a private party, it was then later adopted and used in the fourth act of a famous stage play everyone in Japan recognizes, and everyone in Japan wants to see in person as they twirl this hair around and around using their head and neck to wow the crowd. That play is called Renjishi, and when you come to Tokyo, yeah, I would say Kabuki is one of the traditional arts you want to see. It is a little expensive, but there's a way to do it on the cheap. If you are okay with just seeing a single act, then you can stand in line about an hour before it starts and buy that single act for maybe $20 US. Very cheap. And they will put you in the fourth section, but the venue is so small, the view is still very good. Anyway, it's one of those things that I think everyone should experiment with when they come to Tokyo. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.